So you're recording, Erin?
Recording.
Okay.
All right, hey guys, thank you all for joining us tonight on our team call. It's Tuesday, October 20th, and we have special guest speaker Cherilyn on the line. But first I want to go over just a couple quick announcements and some recognition. Start with recognition. October is notoriously a difficult month, and we have some coaches that have some Success Club points and are close to getting Success Club. I know that's tough this time of year, so you guys are doing really awesome, and just focus on finding those 3 people who you can help and you'll get there. So without further ado, we have Megan Taylor with 7 points. Huge surprise. Tisha Meeker has 2. Leah David has 4. Nikki Langrel has 2. Melinda Jankowski has 4. Yay, Melinda. Melanie Mueller, I always say that wrong, has 2. Lindsay Elliott has 4. Go, Lindsay. So close. Jamie Bassignani has 2. Lisa Barnett has 2. Laura Pease has 4. She's also really close. And these are all like brand new coaches, guys. You guys are doing awesome. Chelsea Mazurek has 1. Jackie Hanshaw has 2. See Jackie. Stacy Taranti has 2. And I have 2. Cherilyn, Deb, what do you guys got that I can't see?
I've got 2 myself, and my one coach, Shauna Boyda, has 1, and another coach of mine, Mary Beth Haynes, has 2.
Awesome. Deb, what about you guys and your team? I don't know if she can unmute.
Maybe not speaking to us.
Oh, yeah, she is muted.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, well, moving on to the sales this month, you guys know, are the 21-Day Fix and 21-Day Fix Extreme Challenge Packs, and also Body Beast Challenge Pack. They're all for $140. The 21-Day Fix ones come with a insulated thermal tote for free, that in addition to what you regularly get in a challenge pack this month. And Body Beast actually comes with a performance line sampler kit, which is like $20 value in with the Body Beast. And in Canada, I know that they're doing a deluxe workout because I guess they can't do the performance yet. But still an extra present in addition to what they normally get. So they're for $140, and I just wanted to really quick make sure you guys understand what that means and how you can say this to your people who are thinking about getting it. $140 plus $4 shipping is what they'll pay. If you have them, if they're interested in just Shakeology alone, they're paying $130 plus $15 shipping. So they're actually paying more money to just get shakes alone than if they were to get a challenge pack with a whole workout program and meal plan, et cetera, et cetera. So you're essentially getting these programs for free if they were considering getting Shakeology anyway. So that's one way to look at it. So I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. And so for this month in October, I don't know if you guys heard, the prize for Success Club, if you get Success Club 5, is a webcast with Darren Hardy. Darren Hardy is the author of The Compound Effect, the one that we used for Coach Basics. That is awesome. It's a great first book to read. If you definitely haven't read that one, definitely read it. And then so supposedly we get to do an exclusive webcast with him if you get SC5 in October. And also the top 20 point earners will get a one-on-one call. I think it's an hour long with Carl, the CEO of Beachbody. So that's something to think about too. I can't imagine picking his brain for an hour. Also coming up, we have the Fall Classic. We just announced the Fall Classic. The registration opened yesterday. So teams of 3. You can only have 1 diamond coach, but that doesn't mean you have to have a diamond coach. It can be 3 brand new coaches, and 1 person is the leader. It doesn't matter. This is all for fun, guys. This is just to encourage your teams to work together and confidence build with each other and motivate each other. And you win prizes, but only if you're registered. So register. There's no reason not to register. It's just for fun. If you don't get the prizes, no big deal. You still, it's just for fun. And the prizes are really, really awesome. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted that today. The hammer and chisel shirt and the Beachbody Coach ombre jacket. Oh my gosh, I really want that. So I'm really excited. I formed my team today and I'm serious about it because this is something I really want. So coaches, find your people on your team that you think you're going to work together with, that you jive with. It doesn't have to be someone on your team specifically. And just get registered. Coaches who participate in these quarterly team clubs, the fall classics, whatever, they all earn up to 10 times more than coaches that don't participate. Just as a little factoid thrown in there. And one last thing I wanted to talk about before I hand it over to Cher is that our 21 Day Fix info party is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So you guys know we've been doing these live coaching sneak peeks, which have been freaking amazing and just really, really, really successful. So we kind of took Tisha Meeker's idea for doing a 5-day group and we turned it into a live 21 Day Fix informational event. So we're gonna answer their questions. We're going to share success stories from our team and make it really fun and give away prizes. Because a lot of people have heard about 21 Day Fix, and this is just going to give them maybe that push to get started and just feed off the energy of everybody else. They're really excited to do that. Make sure you're inviting. Make sure you're personally messaging people because that is where the magic is. You can share, hey, check out my event, and everyone's gonna be like, yeah, whatever. You got to message them. You got to personally invite them, personally talk to people, and then they'll show up in the event. So that's all I have. Handing it over to Cher.
Excellent. Well, I have no direction for this other than about 600 different ways my head is going right now. So I hope you guys can keep up because, yeah, it's a whirlwind. I have so many thoughts. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I've been a coach for just over 2 years now. And, you know, I was the typical yo-yo dieter, tried everything, whatever. I became a coach for the accountability, found that it was a great way of creating some income. And keeping myself on track has been the biggest thing. But the whole personal development aspect of coaching has probably been one of the biggest things that I didn't expect. And the friendships that you make and bonds amongst the other coaches is, yeah, that's just something that was completely unexpected. To which it actually was something that helped me overcome my fear of flying so that I could go from my small town, Saskatchewan, Canada, to Las Vegas to attend Summit there 2 years ago and actually meet these people that I talk to every day like this. So that's kind of where I started. I worked in a clinic for 17 years. That job actually just ended here recently, so I call myself semi-retired. And right before my job was gone, I decided to sign up with the Institute for Integrative Nutrition to become a certified health coach and learn about holistic nutrition. And it's been like really, really awesome. It's been an amazing experience to learn these things, which, I mean, I've been doing this right along for many years now, but it's just kind of going to add an element to my Beachbody coaching that I think I am just going to be in a position to be able to help people better, and that's what I will be able to do. So I just thought, you know, I'll share a few different random things. So hopefully, again, you can come up with where I'm going with this. But within the health coaching, a lot of what we're learning is connecting with our clients, really, really understanding where they're coming from so that we can help them. And this actually, all of this, you can use to help yourself too. So that's like makes it awesome. You guys know friends of the day. Great. There's a get to know your prospect. I don't know if you can see that, but this is from Beachbody. It's from my office. I didn't know. Get to know your prospect, and there's another one, health assessment questions. So these are like a really awesome start to just being able to understand where people are at and really helping them discover why they're doing it. If their why is I want to lose 10 pounds and they can't hear me. Can you guys hear?
That's better.
Okay.
Try to talk a little louder.
Okay. Well, that was weird. Okay, so where did I leave off?
That we can hear you really good now.
Yeah.
I'll just holler. I'm in a dungeon of an office, so.
Maybe can everybody, Estelle had a good idea. Can we all mute ourselves?
And Cher, go back to that piece of paper.
Oh, okay. Sure, as everybody's muting. In our coach online office, we have, it's get to know your prospect. And this is Beachbody paperwork. So you want to find that. That's like awesome. It'll definitely be something you can use to help your clients and yourself. And then there's another one. It's called Health Assessment Questions. And again, another one by Beachbody, just to kind of figure out where people are at. I know we have, kind of some standard questions we all ask, but this is a nice guide, and especially if you're starting and not really sure what to be asking, but getting to know them and understanding why they're doing this and why they're getting involved. It's not even so much for you to understand, it's for them to understand. Because they might tell you they just want to lose 10 pounds because, Christmas is coming. And in the end, when you're digging, you might find that they're an emotional eater and they're under a lot of stress. And those things will definitely help you help them. And again, I'd recommend doing this for yourself too, because these things are awesome. But we tend to focus as coaches with Beachbody, we tend to focus on finding people a workout and recommending the Shakeology. So we've got the nutrition and the fitness, and that's awesome. But when we start to look deeper, even within ourselves, part of what's making you happy is you can lose the weight, you can get to that 120 pounds you want to be. You can drink your Shakeology, eat whatever. There's still many aspects of your life that will keep you from being happy. Your spirituality, some people are creative. They need to have their creative outlets and they don't have that. Your relationships with your spouse, children, parents, other family, the general home environment, your social life. If you want to have one, and if you don't, that's fine. Maybe that makes you happy. But for some people, that's something they struggle with as well. Maybe you want more education. That's something that you could feel is really important to you. So there's all these other aspects of life that do play a huge role in what we're able to accomplish with our goals, with our fitness and our health. So really understanding where you're coming from and what you need to work on, because it does go beyond drinking your shake every day and making sure you did your 30-minute workout. There's way more to it. And the more you get involved with all of your clients, the more satisfying it is to see them overcome other hurdles, just like posting in a challenge group. For some, that's like a huge, big, scary deal because they don't want to post anything online. But going back to where we're coming from with our nutrition, and you guys might notice this in yourself and through your journey, but we so often hear that we're not good enough, there's something wrong with you, what's wrong with you that you don't have any willpower, can't you control your cravings? Those are things that often are what sets us back and keeps us from being open to the possibility of change. So even if we join the challenge group, get in there, those little voices start making noise and you back off because you're scared. you know, then you start saying, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. And I mean, many people struggle with that. So it's really, we need to understand where we do. It's not quite so simple as just changing your behavior. There's things that we need to work on within ourselves where, again, as coaches, we're really strongly recommending the personal development. All of our clients need that too. So any challenge group where you're making sure that you're adding that in, a motivational post is awesome, but some of that digging, like what we do when we're reading our books, that's what everybody needs. It's not just because we coach, we need to do this. Then there's also some of our clients, you know, they get frustrated because they're doing everything right. They're doing their workout, drinking their shake, following 21-day fixed meal plan, and they still just, it's not working, right? So there's always potential medical issues beyond, you know, what they might be aware of, but a lot of times it's stress, and we might not think that we're under stress, but even just driving in city traffic is stressful for us as people. You know, some people freak out more than others. I definitely do. I mean, I'm glad I live in a small town. Traffic jam for me is one car going slow, and it pisses me off, like royally. So those kind of things are they're not necessarily under your control. How you react, of course, is, but I mean, your body, even though it's still stress, you know, our bodies are fight or flight, right? So when your body perceives a threat, even if it's not a threat, things like your digestive system just shut down. So we kind of, many people say they weren't stressed. I would say that probably 99% of the people in this world are stressed. It's just that you're accustomed to it. You know, it's normal that this is the way your life is. And also something that elicits a stress response in your body is hating yourself. So all of this, I don't like my thighs, I don't like my, you know, jiggly arms or whatever it is. When we're doing that, we are actually inflicting stress on ourselves without even realizing. And I would say that at one time or another, everybody here has probably been guilty of that. And again, that all interferes with your digestion and your ability to use your food as you should be able to, and in your efforts to lose weight.
So Cher,
yeah.
What would you suggest is, like, what is your suggestion for overcoming that negative self-talk besides personal development?
You know, it's a whole mindset. And it's, you know, the meditation, yoga, those types of relaxing things. If anybody practices, you know, the breathing, you know, opening up the armor, letting those thoughts out, allowing yourself to release the thoughts. It's very powerful if you believe it and you practice it. And some people just don't. I never did. I thought that it was all shit before. I was like, oh, no, whatever. Let those thoughts leave my body, whatever. But it works. It really does. If you are trying to just, you need to allow yourself to be the master of yourself. So letting those thoughts go and telling yourself, you know, forgiving yourself for thinking them. It's something you have to do every day. You don't just do it once. Those thoughts are gone. They never come back. Everything's rainbows and butterflies. You need to really just allow yourself, acknowledge the feelings. Where do they come from? They've come from somewhere. And chances are, if we go back, this is all childhood stuff. It really is. You know, some people had really tough childhoods, and we carry that stuff with us right through. And I mean, you know, typically love our parents, right? So forgive them for they did the best they could with what they knew at the time, and we're doing the best we can. And we don't always make good choices, but just really dealing with your issues. But you have to figure out what they are, and that's not an easy task. But this is something to do for yourself so that you can help all your clients be able to be aware that this is something that's impacting their life now. Like an example for me personally would be I definitely have an addiction to candy and chocolate and pop. I cut out my pop addiction about 8 years ago because I was drinking like 8 to 10 cans of Pepsi every day. So I quit that. That's excellent. But I still have this a need. And I mean, I know sugar is addictive, definitely. But it was more than that. And what I figured out was, for me, I'm the oldest in a family of 4 kids. And for the majority of my childhood, my mom didn't work, but my dad did, which meant my dad wasn't at everything. My mom was, at my volleyball games, etc. My dad wasn't. When my dad shopped, he liked to buy junk. So whatever his issue was, that he bought it. But that was my connection to my dad through a lot of my childhood. Like, I mean, it sounds weird in some ways, but figuring that out was like, to me, that's what I got out of eating that food. When I eat a donut, I'm reminded of my grandma, who always made donuts for us. And when you went to her house, you had to have a donut. Eating a donut meant being with my grandma, and that meant fun and happy times. So that, for me, was important to realize that I don't need to eat a donut to feel close to my grandmother who's passed on. I don't need to eat that donut just to remember the happy time. I can just remember the happy times, and I don't need to eat a donut. So there's a whole emotional connection to our food and to our problems and things that we've not dealt with. Like, it seriously is so deep that, it's like, okay, I'm going to become a coach and I'm going to help you with this. Next thing you know, you've opened up all these demons and doors inside yourself, but you can't really help people 100% until you've done the work on yourself. And when you've done it, you're like, wow, this makes sense. Why am I insecure about that? Why do I have that fear about this? How come I keep sabotaging myself? I'm on a roll, and suddenly, I eat all the Halloween candies. So understanding how that works is something you can use to help your clients understand too, because it's something we all need to be working on. And so a lot of what, I'm taking specifics within, autoimmune disease and all of the different dietary theories, raw foods, vegan, high carb, Atkins, all of the theories and ideas behind that. I'm getting it. There isn't one way for everybody, because that's how medicine has been treated up to this point. That there's, you have high cholesterol, you go on Lipitor. You have high blood pressure, you take, Coversil or whatever medication. Nobody's ever looked at, well, maybe we should exercise and maybe we should eat better. And doctors typically go straight to medicine. And if you have a doctor that doesn't, that's awesome, because that's what you need, is one that works on that first. So, and what that is now is working on that first, which is the bio-individuality, which is what's really taught within within the schooling, and that how we are all different, how we all respond differently to everything, and it all does need to be customized, and the promotion of self-healing. I don't know, are you guys keeping up here? Like, I'm like everywhere.
No, you're good.
Completely lost? No?
No, I think it's good. I think you made a good point, and I think that maybe going in and trying to figure those things out, I don't even know if there's ever really closure on that, because I think that personal development is such an ongoing thing. that like, and that's why we have to do it every day as our vital behavior, because we never really have ourselves completely figured out. And I feel like, you know, one little roadblock and it throws us off, you know, or like one little speed bump and we freak out. So I think that doing the personal development and constantly making that a part of who we are is just only going to help. I think it's a continual process too. Because you just keep taking off the layers of an onion, you know, and it's like, it's always something.
Right. And if you can do that for yourself, you've positioned yourself to be able to understand. I mean, you don't need to know what somebody else has gone through exactly, and you may not understand because you didn't travel that path, but to appreciate what they said they feel, and to just be open-minded to maybe they went through some of the things that you did, but they made different choices. And there's actually, I watched a TEDx talk, and I just want to read this because this was really good. The guy's name was Brian Miller, and he said, one thing we need to be doing is asking questions, but we need to listen to the answers. So not just ask the question, don't be thinking about what you're saying next, but listen. And listen to understand, not just listen because you already have that next thought in your head and you're just ready to jump, or you've got the next question there, but to listen, understand what they're saying. And then if there's like that awkward silence, that usually gives the other person a chance to think about what they just said. And sometimes they'll speak again before you even get a chance to. And I mean, they're processing what they said because they said it out loud. And you know how you can like have a thought in your head, but it's not real till you say it. That's where some of that comes into play. And then he also said that this type of communication, it creates a better and more meaningful connection. And that life is about connections, and connecting is about taking on other points of view and being able to consider that there is another point of view other than your own. And I mean, we're all living in the same world, but if I ask you what you see might be different from what I see. And that, I mean, perspective and perspective of your client versus your perspective. I mean, they're telling you what their problem is, and right away you can see it, but you can't help them until they see it. Right? I mean, other people have that insight into you that you just don't have. You just got that blocked. You're just, I'm not going there. I'm not thinking about it. And then somebody says, oh, well, you know, how was your relationship with your siblings growing up? And all of a sudden you're bawling and you're like, oh my God, I get it now. Or whatever. You know, that is something that just, you know it. You know it. Deep down inside, you know these things. But you've pushed it aside, you're not dealing with it, life's too busy, you've got all these other things going on. And that's the stuff that we need to deal with, and we need to be able to help all of our clients deal with, because their successes in doing the programs and following all of this, like what we're offering them is golden. Like we're giving them our support, which most people just don't have that at all. We're giving them our support. I mean, they've got the tools, they've got the workout, they've got their Shakeology. But that next level that you can offer your clients is this kind of thing. And that will keep them with you. They will stay connected to you. You will have a bond with them that's a deeper bond than, hey, you know what, thanks for buying 21-Day Fix. Here's your Shakeology. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next thing you know, they're gone. And sometimes people fall off because that's who they are. But other times, it's something that you can really, really work on yourself.
So Sharon,
yeah.
how would you relate this kind of connecting and supporting of the coaches on your team?
I guess it's the same thing, really.
Right.
All of the coaches on your team our clients using the products, and they need to figure this stuff out. But then you've got the coaches on your team that are discount coaches, and they're not really wanting to get into the business. Those that are wanting to get into the business, they need the support to understand themselves to be able to do business too. Like it's just that I think we're educating our business building coaches differently. We're spending more time with them, getting to understand then their needs within the business. Because, how do you feel about money? Like some people, they're maybe scared to go out and do some of this because they do have somehow deep down inside, they've got issues with money. They haven't allowed themselves to say, it's okay to make money. It's okay for me to make money doing that. I love doing this. People support my income by buying the stuff from me, and I in turn support them and help them meet their goals. It's okay to profit from this. And sometimes I really think that it holds a lot of coaches back because they somehow feel that they shouldn't be allowed to make thousands of dollars a month. Why not? Why not? You'll go to a job, work for somebody else, make all kinds of money, but yet you can't do it for yourself. So, again, I guess it goes back to the personal development, understanding your fears, because there's fears in stepping out and doing this as a business. A lot of people, the fear is rejection, right? You don't want people to say no, so you don't put yourself out there. Or, sometimes you want approval. You want everybody to like you. You want approval. So what if you don't get approval? Can't you just be approving of yourself? Absolutely. Some people want control, and they don't feel in control in a conversation with somebody, and they're not just relaxing and letting them speak. It's okay not to have control sometimes. The confidence you have in yourself, again, I guess personal development, right? Building the confidence that it's okay to have people say no. It's okay for people not to like you. It's okay when people send you a nasty ass message for no good reason. That's on them. But your confidence in what you can do is you decide what it is you want. And you can do what it is you want. There's no glass ceiling. There's no ceiling. You just go for it. And again, personal development, right? But what's holding you back? Perhaps some of these demons that make you eat when probably the donuts, the feelings of being happy. We all know it's easier to stay within our little bubble and not get out there and put ourselves out there. That's definitely, when I started this whole idea of speaking to a team, and I see all these faces looking at me, like, good Lord, I would piss my pants 3 times when I first started if I had to look at all you, which is horrible because nobody out here is mean, nobody's judging, everybody's just wanting to learn, right? So it's a safe environment, but sometimes you're not in a safe environment. But what's the worst thing that can happen when you ask and somebody says no? What's the worst thing that can happen? You try to make $300 a week and you only make $100. Is that really that bad? Does your head fall off, spin around? Your leg drapes as you're walking out of the room? That's ridiculous. So you got to kind of stop letting your mind and that part of it really interfere with your business, your weight loss, relationships, all that stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you, Cher.
Does anybody have questions for Cherilyn? You can unmute and ask questions.
I should just nominate. I'd like Meg to ask a question, please.
Really? You do? Okay.
No, not really, actually. I thought about it.
I can ask a question.
Go ahead.
So how have you always been this confident?
It's kind of a fake it till you make it. the way I got through like so many things was pretending I was somebody else. You know, you watch a movie and you're like, oh man, I'd like to be like her. You know, she just lifted that car up and threw it by herself. Like, that's awesome. That's what I did. When I first started working at the doctor's office, again, like, it's like over 1999, 98. It's like, okay, yeah, I got this. Okay, the phone rang. I was like, oh my god, the phone rang. And the lady's like, well, answer it. What do I say? Well, you know, hello, medical clinic, whatever. So I was like, shit. So you let it ring like 6 more times, and then you're like, oh, I guess they hung up. Darn. So you do that like the first few times because you're just like petrified because you never know what's going to happen with something like that. And I'm sure you guys can relate to some aspect of your job. You don't know what's coming in. Children, same thing, okay? I mean, maybe you don't work, it's your kids. You don't know what's coming next. You know, mommy, what's a penis? Really? You're 2? You know, you gotta deal with it, right? You don't know what's coming. Go for it. You know, whatever. You could say something wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe you don't know the answer. Stall. That's always a good stall technique. You know what, honey, we'll talk about this in an hour. And then you're like, what do I say? Oh my gosh. Then you go like, remember that question you asked? Yes, mommy. Now you've got an answer. Why do you have to answer everything right away? You don't, really. I mean, most people are like, you know, fine with, I'll get back to you. Unless you're like in a nursing ER situation. You don't really have that. Luckily, I'm not sure what to do in the middle of your heart attack. Just hang on, let me get somebody else. But no, I don't know. I wouldn't say that, even now, I still have moments where I lack confidence. I don't always like getting on the phone with people to discuss whatever, like the business. And not that it's like, not that being on the phone is scary, but it's just something that, again, you don't know what they're going to say. You don't have control. You know, how many times have you stuttered, or, you know, when you like open your mouth to speak and it just gurgles? You know, has that ever happened like to you, like in front of somebody? You know, embarrassing as heck. What do? You laugh. And what do? They laugh. And then what happens? Everybody's happy. Like, there's just, I don't know. I think I think we place too much seriousness on ourselves, and I think everything is solved with humor.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's a 2-part question.
Okay, purple.
What are you currently doing?
Purple.
Purple's the answer. Sorry, red's the color tonight. You talk a lot about personal development, and I couldn't agree more. Personal development is the key. We can't help our coaches, we can't help our clients until we help ourselves. What are you reading right now, and what is your favorite all time?
I'm reading Success Principles right now.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
What?
Maybe I have. Who's the author?
Oh, shit. You know that guy.
See all those books?
I know. That's my problem. Success Principles. Oh, he's got gray hair. He's old. There you go. Problem solved. See? You don't need all the answers.
Can you post it for us?
Yeah, I can.
What's your favorite book, Cher?
50 Shades.
Okay, now what's your favorite personal development book?
That one.
Okay, so who else? What's everybody reading? Let's go down the list. So Cher said hers. Kelly, what are you reading?
It's on mute, guys. Sorry, I just unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I just got the Badass book.
Yeah. Nice. All right, Jackie. Nice. All right, who is over here? Let me see. Erica. Are you gone? You're coming back? All right, There she goes. Yeah. Okay, Stace.
Badass, and I'm trying to finish that other one that I'm still stuck on that I can't remember.
I think I know what it is. We've talked about this. Is it Slight Edge?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that book.
I pulled this one off my shelf for you guys because this is one of my favorites.
That is the best book, guys. The Slight Edge. Okay, Shelley.
I just finally finished The Compound Effect.
Cherilyn.
I'm going to start reading Badass, but I do a lot of Christian inspirational reading, and my favorite book is Jesus Calling.
Nice. All right, let's see, Deb. Deb, are you there? What are you reading? You're muted, sweetie.
Deb.
Oh, you can't read lips, Meg? Come on.
I know, right? What?
Book.
Oh, wait a minute. Say it again, Deb.
One more time.
The Badass book.
Oh,
Jen Sincero.
She just
Love
wanted-
Badass book.
Angela, what are you reading?
Me?
Yeah, you.
The Badass book.
No, Jen Ford.
Oh, okay.
No, you need to read, girl.
What?
Nicole, what are you doing? What are you
What is
reading?
that? What is that?
Oh, Howard Stern.
Oh, nice.
It's important.
Very motivational.
I just received
Mike, this is Mike's contribution to my reading. I'm not. I suck. I hate reading. I can't stand it.
How about listening? Podcast.
Podcast, did you listen to the wake-up call? That counts. All that stuff counts.
Oh, I always do that.
Okay, that counts.
Podcasts, I do that. Yeah.
You don't have to. You can listen. Nicole.
What's Nicole reading?
hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I just received Badass, so I just started it today.
Awesome.
Estelle. I know, you're like so new. Poor Estelle, she just joined like 2 days ago.
I just started The Compound Effect.
Nice. Karen.
I'm listening to Big Magic on audio.
Nice. Very nice. And Melinda says she is reading the Bible. Her camera is jacked, but she's Jewish and she's reading the Bible. So awesome. And Nicole.
Aura. She's muted.
Okay.
She might be listening.
How many Nicoles do we have?
She's reading the 7 Levels of Intimacy.
Nice. Very nice.
She got the recommendation from Barbie Decker. She's probably also reading about controlling 5 million puppies in her house. But she's not confirming. Oh, yeah, she says she is. Okay.
I'm so excited. I am notoriously stalking her puppies. They're so freaking cute. Okay, so I took a picture of us and I'm gonna post it, and then I want everyone to go and post that what we just talked about in the books, or what your PD is. What are you doing for personal development right now, whether that's reading or listening, so we can share with everybody else. And I especially want to see what book you're talking about. Share that. Sounds awesome.
It's Jack Canfield.
Look a puppy. Oh my goodness. Is that one of the girls? Oh my goodness. So sweet.
She's the biggest one.
Aww.
Oh my god. Nicole, what are you reading for PD?
Oh, she already said.
Are you reading?
Nicole was reading that 7 Levels of Intimacy.
I'm reading that, but I'm also reading another one, and I can't find it right now. It's more Christian based for marriages.
Oh, nice.
And that's also an important PD, isn't it, guys? I mean, for anybody, marriage is not always easy, right? So definitely, sometimes that's like a problem for many people, and they won't even tell you because, next thing you know, somebody's divorced, but you just didn't even know. It's like, oh my gosh, like you guys are like together all the time and that perfect family. And that's another really big thing that, might be a sensitive issue with some of your clients, but
yeah,
sometimes that's something that really does play a role, that they do better when things are going smoothly. I mean, that's one thing that's really, this coaching has helped me, is that I'm a better person, so I can give more to my marriage, which means my marriage is better.
that's a great point. That's a great point. I love that, to say to especially spouses who are struggling with how much we're putting into the business, and having them see that, when we're doing something we love and that we're being successful, that we can give back more to them. And when we read 50 Shades, then we can give back more to them. It works both ways, right?
Nicole said, oh shit, my message went away. She said the other book she's reading is The Ministry of Marriage.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also important for us to, I mean, even just to be a better coach to our clients, is that still working on yourself, still making time for your spouse, making time for your children, the whole life balancing act. All that stuff is important. And I mean, you don't want your spouse to be resentful. They may or may not understand why you're doing this. Cherilyn Johnson had a really good talk, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
If you guys haven't seen that video, you need to. One of her biggest things, I actually, and I hadn't watched this, and I made my husband watch it with me. So he really liked the part where, of course, she says, have more sex. Because, that's what the part the guys would listen to. But it really was good of her, it's about your business and how it's benefiting us. And, some will come around, some won't. You have to kind of decide what you're getting out of it, to continue. Is it worth, that little bit of tension, or straight out full of arguments? Maybe your spouse needs some PD, right? I don't know. Some husbands will read. Maybe you have just kind of randomly play a certain podcast when they're around that will help them, that they might catch without really wanting to. We have to do stuff like that. That's like the way women have to rule sometimes. And if it's their idea, even better. Somehow make that work. Twist it around. You girls got this.
Thank you, Cher.
Any questions, or even if it's just something completely unrelated, or there's something pressing that you want to ask or talk about, or before we end, does anyone have anything? No? Does everybody have teams yet?
Raise your hand if you have a team for the Fall Classic. All right.
So I guess maybe if people are looking for teammates, you guys can post on the group page or on the team pages, and we can, just getting yourself out there and saying, hey, I need a team. You guys can start communicating and just register. It's fun. It's easy, and what do you have to lose? It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Meg, when we're done, will you start a thread on the team to try to post here if you need a team?
Yeah. Sure.
And don't forget to go get the health assessment questions and the Get to Know Your Prospect. Those 2 documents.
Where are they?
In the Coach Online office.
Oh.
If you don't have them yet, go find them, because they'll help everybody. Seasoned coaches maybe have their questions kind of.
No.
But especially if you're new, it's awesome. It's a great.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks so much, Cher. Share your wisdom and tidbits. I always love listening to you talk. You always have a perspective that is so genuine and unique. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I like to be.
Oh, one thing I just remember that I didn't say in the beginning is that if you have a Facebook like page, have you noticed that you can now, instead of just liking and replying to comments, you can message people directly from your like page. Previously, you cannot send a message as a like page. You could have to friend request them and then send them through your personal account. Now you can send them directly, and it takes the post that they commented on and brings it up in the message. So now when you're messaging them, they're not like, who is this random chick messaging me? So it's really, really, really awesome. I think it's going to be a game changer. And it goes directly to their inbox. You don't have to pay $1 anymore. Like, whatever they did to change it, it's awesome.
I saw that with a friend today, and I didn't realize that wasn't what it was.
Yeah, it just started yesterday. I started noticing it. I'm like, what is this? It pulls up my whole post.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I have a question. I had a like page for my Zumba, but it was more a business, like a physical address. So mine doesn't show what yours does. When you set up your like page, would you do it as a coach?
Public profile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
change it?
Public figure, coaching. I mean, when you go to make the like page, there's so many options when you are setting it up.
Yep. So do public figure. We talk about that in our diamond training. That's what most of the the elite coaches do is public figure, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did a public figure.
I had coach first, and you can go in and you can change it. I changed mine to public figure.
As long as you're a person, I think it'll allow you to do those extra things.
Are you setting up a separate like page, Jackie, for Beachbody stuff and keeping it separate from your Zumba?
I wanted to keep it together, and I actually changed it from Zumba to fitness with Jackie. But because when I set mine up, it was more business, like a physical address, that I can't do the messaging in some of the other aspects.
Can you change that or no?
No.
I think you can. I know you can only change your name once, but I think you can change like what you are, however.
I'll try to see if I can figure it out. Some of those like ins and outs of Facebook and how to do it. Maybe from the computer might be easier too than the phone.
Yeah, definitely.
From your when you do when you have your fitness page for your Zumba, were you placing ads and boosting things?
No.
No. Okay. I'm just wondering if that would be different. But I guess you won't find out until I guess you decide to do the ads or boosting, which you'll get there.
With the physical business address, which is probably similar to the guy where I do the Zumba out of. He does do the boosting and stuff like that, but I don't want to make another, so if I could switch it, because I already have 297 likes, I'd rather keep those likes.
Yeah.
They're starting from 1.
Right. I hear ya. Yeah, well, we can, if you want to, maybe one day we can screen share and we can work together to see if we can switch your profile or just make it less like from a business location to your actual just fitness page itself,
Yeah, because right now it says physical fitness. I was picking a category, but then it lists like the address and phone number of where I was doing the Zumba.
I think you can edit all of that stuff though, Jackie. I do. And none of it's really etched in stone except your name. You can only change it one time and then you're done.
Right.
Yeah,
you should be able to.
Which, thank goodness I did it to fitness because I didn't know you could only change it once.
Yeah.
I did it. I think you could change the URL more than once because I changed the URL as well.
Gotcha.
To match a little bit better.
That works. All right.
My husband's walking in the room.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording.